let your dreams come true.
You never hear music like that anymore. Seriously. Hey everyone, Brendan here, and I've been on break for a little while, but now it's time to get back to do what I do best. And I happen to realize something. Besides All Dogs, I have never, ever looked at another Don Bluth film, or reviewed it for that matter. So it's time for me to go look back at his work, and because this is one of my most requested films, this is my review on The Screct of NIMH. Now, The Screct of NIMH is actually one of Don Bluth's very early animated films, and based off a book known as Mrs. Frisbee and the Rats in NIMH. And I'm not too sure it's really based off it or very adapted from the story, so if anyone out there can let me know, please, well, let me know. So, the story follows Mrs. Frisbee, and yes, they did change her name in the film, who, after recently losing her husband Jonathan, must now cope with moving her family out of imminent danger. But unfortunately, that's a problem due to the fact that her youngest son, Timothy, is very sick with pneumonia, and if he's exposed to the cold air outside, he'll surely die. So, seeing this as a huge problem, Miss Frisbee goes to see the Great Owl, who then informs her to go see a very intelligent race of rats that live by a rose bush near her farm. And these rats happen to be so intelligent because of these medical experiments done to them by a pharmaceutical company known as NIMH. So, will Miss Frisbee be able to convince these rats to help her move her family's home, or will she lose one of the only things she has to love? To be honest, The Screct of NIMH is one of the films I used to own, one of the only Don Bluth films I used to own back then. I was just a little kid. But unfortunately, I lost the film, and since then I have absolutely no recollection of it except for a few certain scenes. But upon receiving request after request of this film, I decided to finally check it out once more. And so, I can finally see and I truly appreciate why many people call this one of the most memorable Don Bluth films. I mean, first off, the one thing I really want to compliment on is its story. Its story is unlike anything that you would see in an animated film. And I'm very surprised and also happy that Don Bluth has actually managed to pull off telling this entire story in such a short amount of time, runtime for that matter, and especially because it's an animated film. But he pulled it off, and the characters are great as well. I mean, Mrs. Frisbee is a character you really feel for because of how much she has to go through just to protect her family. And she's voiced beautifully by Elizabeth Hartman, who unfortunately this would be her last role before dying in 1987. And I must mention now that The Screct of NIMH is a very, well, sometimes very dark and mature film. So this isn't a film that really pulls off a lot of jokes. But, of course, like most animated films, there always has to be some sort of form of comic relief, and that's brought to us by Jeremy the Crow, voiced by none other than the great Dom DeLuise, who just is perfect for the role as Jeremy, being the comic relief and such. And I just realized that he's in a lot of Don Bluth films. I mean, Screct of NIMH, All Dogs, Troll in Central Park, and so on. Oh yeah, American Tail as well. The animation for the film is just beautiful, but like most Don Bluth films, it's always going to be beautiful. And over 600 colors were used in this film, and look it up, it's a fact. But the one thing that I must compliment on is the music. Now, first off, this isn't an animated film where the animated characters start singing and dancing. It's nothing like that. But the background music, the main theme, composed by Jerry Goldsmith, I believe. I mean, it's just awesome. It works so well for this film. I mean, it's not too dark, it's not too light. It just gives you that feeling, the feeling of what is to be expected of this movie, the feeling of what you're gonna watch. I can't really find anything wrong with this film. I can't really say anything bad about it. I mean, the characters are great, the film score is awesome, the animation's beautiful, but I will say that, like most animated films, this film is very short. And also, this is not really a problem, more of a nitpick, but the Great Owl and Nicodemus, who was one of the main characters in the film, is it just me, or they kind of look alike? And also, in most animated films, there's always got to be some sort of evil villain. And I feel that Jenner, voiced by Paul Shannon, is just there to be evil. He doesn't have much of a purpose in the film, other than the fact that he just has to be the evil villain, it has to cause trouble, it has to be like, this is mine, I'm going to take it for my own, and such. In any case, though, The Screct of NIMH is definitely an animated film unlike any other. Although its story may be strange, it's told beautifully, and it keeps you entertained from beginning to end. And it just shows that if they ever made a sequel, it will never compare to it. By the way, I just want to say this now. Yes, I am fully aware that there is a sequel to The Screct of NIMH called The Screct of NIMH 2. No, I will not review it. I heard it was terrible, and it looks terrible. If you want to see someone go through hell and watch that film completely, go watch PS2 God's full commentary on it. He watches the full film completely. I put his channel link on the sidebar, so go check that out. I will not lay my hands on that film. But unfortunately, I might have to at some point. Well, besides that, if you're a huge Don Bluth fan, this film is definitely must watch. And if you're just a person who wants to see something new, something inventive, I mean, for God's sakes, what are you waiting for? Go watch this film. It's definitely something that's full of heart and definitely lift up your spirits. But I will recommend that you do not really show it to little children because some things that they see in this film will just never leave them. Seriously. And so with that, I'd like to thank you all for watching this review. I'd like to thank about 100 people who requested me to review this film, one of them being PS2 God, and I will have more reviews on the way, although it might take some time because of certain things. And with that, I'll see you all next time.